The sound of my husband's hand connecting with my cheek echoed through the dining room. Like a gunshot sting spread across my face and my head snapped to the side. From the force of it for a moment I couldn't even breathe. I tasted blood on my lip but I didn't move. I just stared at the wall. Feeling my whole body go cold, my husband Daniel was standing over me, his chest heaving, his eyes burning with anger. Had never hit me before. Not once in all our years together, but tonight something had snapped inside him. It all started hours earlier at dinner, when I noticed how strangely quiet he was. Kids were at my mother's for the weekend, so it was just the two of us. He tried making small talk, asking about his day. He answered in short, clipped sentences, barely looking at me. Finally, I asked him what was wrong, slammed his fork down so hard the plate rattled, and said he knew. He froze, my mind scrambling. Knew what? I asked, my voice shaking. Laughed bitterly and said he knew about me and Ryan. The air left my lungs. Ryan was his best friend, his co-worker, someone who came over almost every week for barbecues and football games. He tried to speak, to explain, but the words stuck in my throat. Daniel's face twisted in disgust, asked me how long it had been going on, if I enjoyed betraying him while he was out working to provide for our family. I shook my head, tears spilling down my cheeks, telling him it wasn't what he thought, but he wasn't listening. He stood up, knocking his chair back, his voice rising until it was almost a roar. He accused me of smiling in his face while sneaking around behind his back. He reached for his arm, desperate to calm him down. That's when his hand came across my face. The shock of it froze me in place more than the pain. He couldn't believe the man I had built a life with, the man I thought I knew, could look at me with so much hatred. For a few long seconds we just stood there. Then he turned away, running a hand through his hair, pacing like a caged animal. He whispered his name, begging him to talk to me, but he just said I disgusted him, and he didn't even want to look at me. Thought about Ryan, about how it had all started months ago, when Daniel was working late every night, and I felt so lonely. Ryan had been kind, attentive, someone who noticed when I was struggling. Gony night. After too many glasses of wine, it just happened. Eddie told myself it was a mistake, but it didn't stop. And now here I was, my marriage shattering around me, with one confession hanging in the air that could never be taken back. Daniel finally stopped pacing and looked at me, his voice low and dangerous. Told me to get out of the house tonight, and that when he came back from work tomorrow I'd better be gone. I tried to tell him we could fix it, that I still loved him, but he just shook his head, said love didn't survive betrayal. He packed a small bag, my hands trembling, and walked out into the night, knowing nothing would ever be the same again. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Secret Affairs Exposed for more powerful real-life stories like this one.